This is my 2024 Platinum Price prediction video. Warning, what you are about to hear is my opinion only, and no financial decision should be made based off of this video, because if you would have listened to me last year, you would have lost big time. Let's explore. Of course, there was a disclaimer in last year's video, as it was my first ever Platinum Price prediction video, that I had totally forgot that I had done. But thanks to a commenter who reminded me just yesterday on Christmas Day about how not only was I wrong by a mile, but by 1,000,000 miles. And I was intrigued by that comment because likely he was right. And of course, I went back and watched the video, and boy, was he exactly right. I missed this not by a mile, but 1,000,000 miles. Now, it was my first ever Platinum Price prediction video. I've been doing prediction videos for end of year for gold and silver for the past 3 years. And I'm going to do those videos as well coming soon, so stay tuned. So far, I've only been right about one precious metal, but I was the most wrong about the metal that I was the most bullish on. And that just goes to show you, folks, that you can get caught up in the emotion behind the metals that you have the most passion about. And I really do have the most passion about platinum, more even than silver. And I do believe silver is undervalued as well. But I believe that platinum has a lot of room to move to the upside. But let me give you the background of what it was looking like in 2023. I don't like to go back and watch my old videos, but I was so intrigued by this comment. But that is one of the reasons why I leave my videos up. Because I think, that videos and the commentary on those videos can age well or not so well. The good and the bad and the ugly should be there for all to see, for full transparency. Hey, that rhymes. Maybe I should write a song about this. Nonetheless, as the wheels of time continue to spin around and round, well, it turns out that over the course of a year, I was way off on platinum. But I predicted that platinum's price in 2023 would rise to $1,500 an ounce. Yes, I was off by a long shot on this, but it was based off of where platinum's price was sitting at the time. At the time of the recording of that video, platinum's price was sitting right at $1,100 and change. We're not near. We're still under $1,000 right now. So I'm going to be making another bullish prediction for platinum. Caution, disclaimer, it's going to be another bullish prediction. Why? Because I do believe that there's a lot of pressure against the manufacturers, against the mining sector, and the like for platinum this year, and it continues to mount. But of course, platinum being a very volatile metal, I refer to the platinum group metals in total as fringe precious metals, with platinum being the most stable of them, probably the most recognized of the PGMs. Even so, it is still about 15 times more rare than gold. And I believe there's a lot more work building up in a bullish direction for platinum, as I've been talking about in my videos over the course of 2023. A lot of those things and the fundamentals of where the market is for platinum right now have not changed. They've only intensified as there is more and more likelihood that we're going to see more demand for platinum, considering its low supply compared to the demand. Now, there are other factors that are caveats to that. One is the potential for silver being used as a catalyst in hydrogen fuel cells. But that is being bore out to be the truth to some extent in some applications right now. But nonetheless, platinum right now, as I record this video, it's sitting below $1,000 an ounce. In fact, right now it is not even $980 an ounce. And so therefore, what does that mean for where platinum could go into next year? Well, I believe we could see $1,200 platinum sometime next year. I don't think that's an unrealistic. In fact, I think I'm scaling back my bullishness for the price for platinum in 2024. But I really do think that I want to, even though I'm kind of being a little bit more subdued, being a little bit more realistic, I guess you could say, in platinum's price, I think it could go well beyond that. But just for the sake of hopefully maybe me being right and maybe being a little bit more even keeled in my price prediction for platinum, I want to say $1,200 could be achieved, and it could be. And you know what? In all honesty, $1,500 was not that big of a bullish call last year. We just never got there. It went in the opposite direction a lot. It was pushed and pulled in different directions. It did get kind of back up to over $1,000 again, but it's largely it had stayed well below $1,200 for the course of the year. But I think there's a lot more working for higher prices in 2024. But I'm not going to go out on a limb and say $1,500 this year. I'm saying $1,200. Now, with that being said, understand these metals, platinum group metals, that includes platinum, palladium, rhodium, which are the ones that are priced on the markets now, but there are others as well, like osmium, iridium, ruthenium, and those metals are very volatile, and they have they're very rare, and their uses are very specific, mostly in relation to the catalyst, as a catalyst. And so it's very difficult to really time and predict where those metals are going to go. There's a lot working against the price of platinum now. I think it should be a lot higher. But not many people talk about platinum price suppression or manipulation, do they? No, typically it's operating around mining and what's going on in the mining sector, especially in South Africa when you have power issues and also with what's going on with the platinum group metals in Siberia as there are sanctions against Russia. The LME, you've heard me talk about the London Metals Exchange and how that is certainly working to keep platinum group metals from coming in and being bought and sold out of Russia. But there are ways that those metals can circumvent that through China and others that are doing that. And I think that a lot of the supply constraints did not have the effect that we had thought they would in 2023. But, considering the rarity, considering the supply chain issues, we very well could see continued problems that really should mean platinum prices should go up from here. I don't think there's much room to pull back much further than where they are now, considering that with inflation that we've seen climb up over the past year, that means that we are hovering around, right around production cost, which is those production costs for an ounce of platinum is about where it is now in the spot price. It's a loss leader, essentially, in that regard, even though it's kind of a marketing term to try to get more people to buy. But and nonetheless, platinum is a metal that it's kind of we're scratching our heads on this one. But that is the thing that we have to contend with, the volatility of these metals, and platinum in particular. One of the reasons why I was so bullish in my prediction for 2023 is I thought we were going to see retooling to such a great effect that we're going to see more platinum demand for gasoline-powered vehicles. And I think that is still occurring, but that's a very expensive process. Notwithstanding, I think platinum and palladium are both kind of suffering the same fate in terms of being mined together and the like. And so it's sort of tit for tat as the metals have come very close to being on a 1-to-1 ratio. And more than likely, there's not as much of a rush now for platinum group metals for platinum and palladium to switch course from being used as a catalyst in ICEs. That's internal combustion engine vehicles. So we'll see how it plays out. So that's another reason why I'm a little bit more subdued in my price prediction for 2024. Yea, though, I still am bullish on the metal. And I still think it's going to rise, but maybe not as much as I had hoped for in 2023. That's the thing. Emotion can drive, even though you can justify some of that emotional feeling by data and the like. but that goes to your own personal hopes and dreams for metals. And that's what I want to warn against. I think for any of the metals that we make predictions for or see coming, we often, especially with regards to silver, well, they're suppressing the price so much, sooner or later it's going to break out, and when it does, it's going to go to the moon. Do not expect that to happen anytime soon if you believe in suppression, that's going to occur. In fact, it more than likely will not in due course of time, because, goodness gracious, I remember back after the prices fell back down after 2011, most of us thought it's just going to shoot right back up there again and go north of $50, $60 an ounce. Never happened. We had a rude awakening with silver. I think we can have an even more rude awakening with platinum in that regard. So I am still bullish on it, but this is a situation where, as I warned in last year's first ever platinum price prediction video, this is a situation where you have to be careful, because this, along with the other PGMs, platinum, palladium, rhodium, you need to think about it as an investment vehicle, more so than as a hedge. So, investments incur a level of risk that you don't normally see with hedges. That's gold and silver. In fact, many people would make the argument against silver being a hedge or being a wealth preservation device. I still believe it is, but I can understand more and more the arguments against that, considering the volatility that we've seen in the silver market. But nonetheless, I think it has proven itself as a hedge over the long course of time. And so platinum, though, is more volatile than silver. And I think we're going to see probably sometime this year where it will still trade below $1,000 an ounce. But I do think there is upside potential to the tune of being around $1,200 an ounce. And that's what I'm going to go ahead and make my prediction here. You should not, I warn again, make any decisions, financial decisions, on buying the metal based off of my prediction. This is for entertainment purposes only. I just want to see how right I am, or in the case of the person who commented on my video, my first ever prediction video, on how wrong I am by a million miles, and he was exactly right. It's crazy. It's crazy. So yours truly can be very wrong, even based off of an educated guess. And I did look at all the different factors for platinum last year. But that just goes to show you, sometimes when you think you know a lot about the markets, you can fine-tune and justify any kind of reasoning you have for it. But boy, can you be so wrong. And that's exactly what happens with a lot of these pundits who make these kind of guesses and things like that for more than just for entertainment purposes. They're doing it to either promote a product, a book, or what have you. I'm glad I'm not in that business. I'm just doing this just for fun. But again, I believe in the metal overall. That's why I have it here. You should make your own decisions based off of looking at a lot of different data and commentary and information. That's really what it boils down to. It all boils down to what your thoughts are. There's a lot of people who would rather just steer clear of platinum, and I understand that. It's a diversification precious metal. It's a fringe precious metal in that regard. And so I can certainly understand why people would want to avoid the metal. I just kind of have a love for it. I think it's an interesting metal. I love the physical properties of it. I love the density. And I do think it has some potential, but that's just my personal opinion. And we all have those, just like we have rectal orifices. But nonetheless, there's my thoughts on it. Let me know what your thoughts are on platinum. And am I way off base with $1,200 an ounce in 2024? Or do you think it's going to fall even more? Let me know. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.